Welcome to Class Summit. So this is exactly what you're going to be making in this class. Please stay to the end to get the best part of it, please. Okay, so here I folded my fabric into four like this, but then I'm still going to have a cut at the shoulder. Okay, so I folded into four and then get the length of the top that I want, what the gown or whatever it is. I got the length. Now the shoulder, I'm going to measure shoulder divide by 2. This is just a guide. Shoulder divide by 2. Then from where the shoulder stops, I'm going to measure my sleeve length, which I took 12 inches and then extra one for folding allowance at the sleeve area. Okay, so for the neck depth, neck width rather, I took 3 inches. And then coming to the base of the sleeve, I went down by 1 inch to slant the shoulder line. So the slant is going to be starting from the neck width down to the shoulder line, the sleeve area. I slant to the 1 inch. Okay, so the slant means that we're going to cut off that shoulder part. We're going to cut it off. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to mark the depth of the back neckline. I'm not cutting the front yet. The back neckline, I took 1 inch and connect to the neck width. Okay, so from the shoulder line, I'll mark my bust length, my hip length, and the full length of the top that we are making, or the bubu that we are making. All right, then I'll take the round base of my sleeve, the opening of the sleeve. I took 11 inches including the seam allowance, the sewing allowance. Okay, now for the circumference, I'll use the widest part of my measurement, divide by 4. Then I added extra 6 inches to it because I wanted it to be big. Extra 6 inches to the widest part of my measurement divided by 4. Now I'm going to take the same measurement down. There's no shaping anywhere. Everything is just going to be straight down to the end of the blouse, the bubu. So I'll connect everything straight. I don't know why I'm calling this blouse bubu. Whatever it is, you know what we're making. And then I'm going to slant into the armhole line like this. I'll slant into the armhole line. Okay, this is just as simple as anything. Any beginner can do this. All right, so I'll just cut it off this way and then cut the neckline and the shoulder slant, and this is what we have. So I will now remove the back side and then work on the front neckline, because we use the back neckline, neck base, to cut both front and back. So here, this is just one piece for the front, and I'm going to work on the neck area. So the depth of the neck, the width is the same thing. The depth of the neck, normal basic depth, I took 3 inches, right? I took 3 inches. Then from that 3 inches, after connecting it like this, I just want to get the curve for the front neck base. Basic neckline, 3 inches by 3 inches, okay? I'll cut it off. And then I'm going to slit the front down to where I want it to be. What I marked here was not exactly what I later took because it was small to pass the head, so I had to extend it. You can do from shoulder to about 8 inches, okay, like the slit, but don't slit it in such a way that you cut it through your bust area. It's going to be revealing. So I slit from that base to 6 inches more. Now this is the fabric I'm going to be using for the upper parts to design it a bit. So I'll just fold it the way I folded the main fabric and used the main fabric to trace out the neckline. Exactly the way this neckline is, that is how the black material is going to appear. So I'm just pinning it together so it doesn't move around. So I'll cut exactly the same thing, but I'm going to join it first before slitting it open, right? You can also decide to slit, but here I did not slit it. I want to hold it first before I slit it open. So I'm just going to curve it the way I want, give it the shape that I want. So from the neckline I can get like 3 inches. I can mark the 3 inches straight down and then give it the shape that I desire. Now from here I marked the depth of that design and I made a straight line. Just from this straight line I can now be able to um, give it any shape of choice. You can still leave it straight the way it is. It depends on the choice, depends on what you want. So I decided to just give it a little slant, right? For the width of this, you can use your bust span circumference or something a bit more than the bust span. Since it does not have any darts, you can just decide to shape it anyhow you like. Okay, now the center front I went up by 2 inches to slant it this way. It's not straight at the base as you notice in the picture. So I'll just cut. I'm not cutting the main fabric, I'm cutting the black fabric. Okay, so while doing this, don't make the mistake of slitting into the main fabric. It's going to be a disaster. Okay, so this is all I've got for this. That will remove the parts that I do not need. So I'll open it up and use it to turn the front neckline. I'll open it up, use it to turn the front neckline. Now while turning the front neckline, I'm going to be placing it on top of it. I'll place right side to wrong side, right side of the black material to the wrong side of the main Ankara fabric to turn it towards the area that I want. Okay, so all I have to do once I do that is to fold it over. You can use hemming gum to iron it down so that when you're sewing it, it will not be shifting. That is after turning the neckline. After turning the neckline, so you can see the way I pinned it. Like I said before, right side of the black material to the wrong side of the main fabric, and I sewed it at the center. I hope you can do this. It's not difficult. So after sewing it, I'll then slit it open. I'll slit it open to where I want it to stop. Okay, you can notch in between the sides, or it will give it a different shape. If you just want a straight slit, you don't need to notch in between the sides. If you notch in between the sides of the base, it's going to have something like a four corner, give it a four corner effect. Okay, so once I do that, I'll turn it over and then iron it down. For the back neckline, I'm going to make a facing for it. Okay, if you think it's not well open, you can slit it more, but don't cut the um, thread that you used in sewing it. If you cut the thread, it's going to start losing. Okay, so I'll iron it down, then fold the sides. Like I earlier mentioned, fold the sides and then top stitch on it. Now the back facing, I'm going to use cut a facing. I believe you know how to cut a facing. I'll cut a facing for the black. Okay, for the back neckline, not the black, for the back neckline. So this is as simple as you're seeing it, and then I'm going to join the shoulders. This is exactly what I've just said is what I'm demonstrating. Okay, so I'll join the back shoulders, add the facing, and that is it. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is to cut a long rope. I made a rope, 2 of it. I will insert it under this black facing for the front. I will insert it under the white top stitching on the black. I'll top stitch it at once. Okay, I'll top stitch at once. Then I'll get a piece of the fabric which aligns with the part where the black is, and I'll use it to sew make a casing for the black rope. Use it to make a casing for the black rope. Give it 2 inches distance or 3 inches depending on what you want to make the ruch effect. And that is how we came about this design. I hope you benefit from this. I hope you find it interesting. Please, it's simple and you can try it, and any beginner can do it. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you. Please subscribe if you've not subscribed, and keep coming back to watch if you've not been watching my videos. Thank you so much. This is where we'll stop. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.